Hello, Judge.
Hi, Dan. I think Dan may be frozen.
He is frozen. Dan, you want to just run upstairs and do this with me in the courtroom? Let me ask him if he just wants to come up.
Okay.
Judge, I apologize for no jacket. I just brought a shirt.
That's fine. I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't said anything.
I'm wearing khakis. This is my attire today. Just
I'd be wearing jeans if I had thought about it. It's too cold for anything else.
I just have I wasn't planning on dressing up today, but I have a shirt and tie up here just in case.
Oh, here comes Dan.
Are you all in Dalhart or Dumas today?
We're in Dumas. This is kind of home base.
I figured so.
Okay, look what I found.
Oh, you found Dan. So we just need the jail.
Yeah, let me call the jail right quick.
And Your Honor, who you planning on doing first?
Whoever shows up from the jail first.
Okay, that worked for me.
Yeah, that's usually I don't know till Shelley asks what their name is.
Okay. We understand. Thank you. They've had a medical emergency in the back of the jail, so she's all by herself, so she'll get here just as quick as she can. That is.
First one. Christian should come.
Okay, this one is the one in Childress.
Childress.
This one. But we added Kiros.
He's not here.
Oh, where is he?
He's out on bond. I tried calling his bonds, but
And then this one.
and then that one. Yeah.
Okay. Her?
Baron Gallego. Building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say?
Baron Gallego.
Baron Gallego.
Baron Gallego. Yep.
Speaks English.
Yep.
I'm impressed, Dan. We were butchering that name.
I didn't see an O on it. Okay.
And there's that guy from Dallin that I did as well. Adam, I submitted that paperwork.
Oh, he's in Dallas? He's not the one in Childress? Okay.
There's another guy from Dallin, Dabaka. I did his, oh, I'm so sorry. No, I have this. I can get that over.
You got the number? But it's in Dallas County?
Yes.
I'm gonna. If he did.
Here's Dan, I just got paperwork on DeBaca,
Okay.
and I
Yes.
have the stipulation and the right of appeal, but no order or judgment.
I think that's about to be filed up soon, Your Honor. I got a notification of service on the judgment, so they're probably still sending that through the queue right now, Your Honor.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Because I got a notification of service of it just now, and I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
I got it.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
are you, Ms. Barangayebo?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see your lawyer on the screen?
Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready, Judge, when you are.
Okay. The paperwork is coming up.
Your Honor, that's one that I may not have. Hold on, just if you don't mind if I could double check the paperwork
this-
real quick. Oh, I have it, Your Honor. It was at the back. I do have mine.
Okay. Well, these were two, this and DeBaca were added late. The court will call case number 6581, the state of Texas versus, and pardon me if I mispronounce your name, ma'am, Silvani Sergey Barangayebo.
Yes, ma'am.
How close was I?
Yeah, you close.
Okay. Is the state ready?
Yes, Your Honor, state's ready.
And is the defense ready?
We're ready, Your Honor.
And ma'am, would say your name for me.
Silvani Serge Barangayabo.
Serge. Okay. So for the record, you are Silvani Serge Barangayebo.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Barangayebo, you have been charged with obstruction or retaliation. That's a third-degree felony. That's punishable by imprisonment in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice for not more than 10 years or less than 2 years. Also, the court may assess a $10,000 fine. You have been charged with this offense by indictment. Do you want that indictment read to you, or do you waive the reading of that indictment?
Environment.
I'm sorry, did you say you waived it?
Yeah.
All right. Miss Barangayebo, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I'm going to ask you how you plead to that charge, guilty or not guilty.
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you been promised anything or coerced or threatened in any way to make that plea?
No, ma'am.
Right, ma'am, I am looking at a document called a felony plea of guilty waiver stipulation and judicial confession. In that document, you plead guilty, you waive certain rights, such as your right to a trial by jury, and you admit that all of the state's evidence against you is correct. This document appears to have your signature on it. Did you sign that document?
Yes, ma'am.
By signing this document, are you telling the court that you fully understand everything contained in the document?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you fully understand, do you believe the consequences of pleading guilty here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Seeloff, have you consulted with your client and advised her of her rights?
I have, Your Honor.
Do you believe her to be mentally competent?
You?
Do you approve of her signing this stipulation before the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
And does the state concur?
We do, Your Honor.
In that case, Ms. Barangayebo, I will accept the stipulations and I will enter them into the court's record as state's exhibit number 1. Mr. Snyder, is there a plea agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, there is. And upon the defendant's plea of guilty to the indicted charge, we ask the court to sentence her to her confinement in Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division for a period of 10 years. However, Your Honor, and excuse me, Judge, and assess a fine of $1,500 against her. However, Judge, we ask that the imposition of sentence be suspended and she be placed on community supervision for a period of 5 years. Be required to complete 200 hours of community service and follow all probation terms, including taking and passing and completing anger management classes.
Okay, I just inadvertently sent that unsigned judgment to the clerk. So it was 10 years in TDCJ.
Yes, suspended for 5 years, Your Honor,
Okay,
and a $1,500 fine and 200 hours of community service, as well as the defendant shall take anger management classes.
all right, Ms. Bodden-Gallego, you've heard the district attorney's office announce the plea agreement. Is that the plea agreement that you reached?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you concur, Mr. Seeloff?
Yes,
I do,
ma'am.
Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Bodden-Gallego, I will follow the recommendation of the district attorney's office. And I will sentence you to 10 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division. However, I will suspend that sentence and instead I will place you on probation for a period of 5 years. As a term and condition, or as a condition of your probation, I'm going to order you to complete 200 hours of community service and to take an anger management class. I'm also going to order that you pay a $1,500 fine. While you're on probation for that 5-year period, you will have to follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And as I'm sure your attorneys explained to you, if you violate one of those conditions, then the court can come back and order you to serve that 10 years in TDCJ.
Yes,
Do you have
ma'am.
any questions about that judgment?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Bodden-Gallego, I need to ask you, have you been satisfied with your representation by Mr. Seeloff?
No, ma'am.
Now, have you been satisfied with his representation? Did
No,
you
no before.
beg your pardon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
you believe he has done a good job as your attorney?
Yes.
All right. And has he done everything that you asked him to do?
Yes, ma'am. He did.
All right. Then Ms. Bodden-Gallego, you may be excused. Someone from probation will be by to discuss the terms of probation with you before you leave. When you do leave, there's Ms. Contreras now.
Judge, we've spoken with her already in the jail.
Oh, all right. So you're ahead of the game. Well, I hope things go better for you from this point forward. Thank you.
I did have a question about her community service.
Yes.
The rate I thought was 10 hours per year, and on her judgment have 40.
Is that what your judgment says, Mr. Snyder?
Yes, mine does say 40. What I can do, I can check. Well, first, Daniel, do you know of any change there?
I think it's just 10 a year. So, not to my knowledge, no.
Let me do this. I will, when we're finished with all our plates today, I'll check with probation, or excuse me, I'll check with the district attorney's office in Moore County and verify that with them. If we need to get an amended order to you, we will.
Well, that would be fine since I've just sent the order back and needed. So that would be great. But Ms. Bodden-Gallego, that's my understanding is that we're now just doing 10 hours of community service a year. So I feel certain that that's going to be what you're ordered to do.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you can get up and go knock on that door, please, ma'am, and they'll come back and get you.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good luck, ma'am. I wish you the best.
You too. Thank you.
Jackie, I sent them the judgment in 6581 before I signed it. Can you ask them to send it back?
Okay, Judge, I have the Dalham-Hartley County Jail. This would be for Mr. DeBaca.
All right. I now have all of his paperwork.
5487. Mark, do you have paperwork for that?
I believe I do. Let me rifle through. Yes, I do have Mr. DeBaca. That's going to be a 6-month state jail, I believe.
That is what I saw.
Yes.
Mr. DeBaca, can you unmute that?
Can you hear me
There
now?
you are. That's great. Do you see your lawyer, Mr. DeBaca?
Hello.
Yes, I do.
Okay, very good.
Mr. DeBock, just letting you know, we did correct the day's credit. I've talked with the district attorney's office. You're going to have about 220 or so days credit. That's reflected in the judgment, just letting you know, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Court will now call case number 5487, the state of Texas versus Dylan James DeBaca. Is the state ready?
State's ready, Your Honor.
And is the defense ready?
We're ready, Your Honor.
Right. Mr. DeBaca, and I apologize, I've got your documents in two different places, so I'm going back and forth.
Understood.
But let's see. Are you the same Dylan James DeBaca that previously pled guilty to possession of marijuana?
Yes, ma'am.
And it appears that you were placed on deferred adjudication and that you were ordered to follow certain terms and conditions of probation during that period of deferred adjudication. Is that correct?
Yes.
However, the state is now alleging that you violated some of those terms and conditions by failing to abstain from the use of narcotics and drugs on 2 occasions, for failing to submit a urine sample on several occasions, for failing to pay court-ordered fees, and also to report to probation on numerous occasions. I'm going to ask you how you plead to the state's allegations, true or not true.
True.
All right. Mr. DeBaca, I will accept your plea of true. I will find that you are guilty of the offense charged. Mr. Snyder, is there a plea agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, there is. And Judge, we asked the court to revoke the probation of the defendant, adjudicate him guilty of possession of marijuana, 4 ounces more but less than 5 pounds, and sentence him to his confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice State Jail Division for a period of 6 months. Your Honor, he's been given credit for 225 days. He's been sitting in jail while waiting trial on this charge.
Right, Mr. DeBaca, you've heard the district attorney's office announce the plea agreement. Is that the plea agreement that you reached?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Seeloff, do you concur?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. DeBaca, I will follow the recommendation of the district attorney's office, and I will revoke your deferred adjudication. I will adjudicate you or find you guilty of the offense of possession of marijuana in an amount over 4 ounces and less than or equal to 5 pounds. And I will order or sentence you to 6 months. Beg your pardon? I'll order you to 6 months in the Texas Department of to serve 6 months in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice State Jail Division. And I'm going to order that you pay a $750 fine. However, the court notes that you have 225 days jail time credit. Do you have any questions about that judgment?
No.
Mr. DeBaca, have you been satisfied with your representation by Mr. Seeloff?
Fully.
And has he done everything that you asked him to do?
I believe so, yes.
All right. Well, Mr. DeBaca, you may be excused. I'm not sure if you'll serve your remaining time here or actually in a state jail facility since you don't have much left. But I wish you the best of luck from this point forward. Thank you.
Is that all we have from Dallam County?
Yes.
Hey, I think that's all we have for Dallam County Jail. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We lost the Moore County Jail, so let me call and get them back. Because we still are waiting on Chavez.
Christian Chavez. And Childress is Adam.
And what about Kiros? You said he's still
He's
waiting?
on bond.
Oh, he's bonded. Okay. All right. We'll be
So
right back.
Was Mr. DeBaca in the Dallam County Jail?
Yes.
But he's a Moore County case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I want to make sure I didn't,
Okay.
there wasn't a typo here.
They have EMS in the Moore County Jail right now, so it's going to be a little bit before they can get back to us, but they're working on it.
No, you're good.
Did y'all hear me?
I did. I'm sorry. I am looking. In the meantime, I have Miss Barangayabo's judgment back. And I'm looking to see how many jail time days she shows. Oh, it says 200. Do either of y'all disagree with me changing it to 40?
No, Your Honor.
And I. Well, actually, it would be 50 because it's not 40 hours per year. It's 10 hours per year, but she's on for 5 years. So that would be 50. Sound good?
Is that what you guys standardly do now, Judge?
We changed it, yes, because probation told us that they just couldn't find enough for them to do.
Okay.
But that way you don't have to amend it.
Okay.
What do y'all do there? Is it still?
We still do whatever the code says. I don't remember.
Okay,
I think it's like 140 for state jails. I'm not sure though, Judge.
okay.
I know probation has a list they go by. I've never heard of it that they've had an issue over here. But it may just be different on different organizations they can volunteer for.
Audrey, are you listening to us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, why did we cut back to 10? Was it that it was too much? We didn't have
Well,
that much.
this is Clayton. So
Oh, hi,
part of what I
Clayton.
talked about is it felt like it'd become like a tariff. So the hours had gotten so excessive in the cost because a lot of them would end up having to pay it because there wasn't any work options. So you had
Okay.
people sitting here with 400 hours community service, which is $4,000, but yet they only had a $1,200 fine. The balance seemed to be way out of whack.
Okay, well, there you go, Mark. That's the voice of authority right there.
There you go.
Thank you, Clayton.
Yes. Okay, you bet.
So, Mark, do you have any interesting cases coming up?
You know, we have been super duper swamped. I mean, super swamped. And then now all of a sudden in January, we were as slow as I remember being.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
No, it's
necessarily.
just, we're actually caught up on our grand jury right now, which is first time, that's second time, third time that's happened in my 25 years. We've been absolutely caught up. So no, we don't have
Wow.
anything. I mean, we've got trials set up. In fact, I'm working today on we've got 2 jury trials in March. If the parties get arrested, they were both supposed to show up for pleas and didn't. And both of them had been set for second pleas. So those are just pretty simple. We do have a couple of just obvious evadings that we're trying that
Uh-huh.
I don't understand. Those couple of them got one guy evaded for 40 miles and
And he's pleading not guilty?
he's been not guilty. We currently have a pro se jury trial set in April. I don't know if you've ever done one of those.
Oh, no, that sounds horrific.
It-
Actually, I started one and the defendant got cold feet and pled after voir dire.
We did a felony. I know misdemeanor court, they, deal with them a lot, but in felonies, we don't. And I had a jury trial, 7, 8 years ago, and it was an absolute nightmare. And we have one set for April of this year, an evading and a DWI.
Is it a Republic of Texas person?
Somewhat, yes. Both of them, both of these two are. This guy's somewhat that way. But I asked the court to have me examined for competency. Court didn't think there was enough evidence, chose not to. However, today the gentleman was representing himself in a civil matter, and the courts, in Judge Branchell's court in Hansford County, and Judge Branchell held him in contempt in that matter, and he's decided he is going to have him examined. I believe he's competent, but I think just cover all bases, and going to encourage him again to get an attorney. Judge Branchell could not get him to be quiet apparently today.
Well, that doesn't surprise me with the not subject to your laws type of person.
So the first guy, he's clearly just, I don't understand that one. He wants to focus on everything other than, but we just have a lot of things like that we're trying. Ones that really shouldn't be trying. So don't have any real crazy type cases. I'm going to assist Aaron on one in your court in February.
Which one is that? What's the last name?
It's a sexual assault case.
Oh, we have a couple of those.
And this is involved, I think it's one you already had a trial on.
Bravo. Yes.
Yes, and so I'm going to be directing one of her witnesses that she previously represented. So I'll be directing that witness. in that case. So
Yeah, well, that's going to be an interesting trial.
I'll see you sometime in mid-February over there.
Okay.
Mr. Chavez, is this Christian Chavez? Can you pull the screen down just a little, please, sir? There you go. And can you unmute? There you go. Okay, Mr. Chavez, do you see your attorney on the screen there?
Yes.
Hello, Christian.
What's going on?
Okay.
All right, Mr.
Yeah.
Chief.
If I can interrupt before we get started, I have
Yes.
paperwork for Christian Gabriel Chavez 5918 and just a Christian Chavez 6067. Is that the same defendant, Your Honor?
That's my understanding, Mr. Seeloff. Am I correct?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, I just want to clarify, Judge. Thank you. And just see which case we're going to proceed on first.
Well, let me look. One is a adjudication. Let me look at the other one
It's an adjudication, well, Judge.
as well. Okay, then I'm going to begin with 5918.
Okay, thank you.
And just because I don't have because all of my paperwork, Mr. Chavez, is online, I'm going to do these sequentially. So a lot of this will be repetitious, but I think it will be easier than me trying to go back and forth and do them simultaneously.
Okay.
So I'm going to call case number 5918, the state of Texas versus Christian Gabriel Chavez. Is the state ready on this one?
We are, Your Honor.
And is the defense ready?
We're ready, Your Honor.
Right, Mr. Chavez, in this case, it appears that you previously pled guilty to the charge of evading arrest. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I'm looking at your stipulations. You were placed on deferred adjudication and you were told to follow all of the terms and conditions of deferred adjudication or probation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, the state is alleging that you failed to follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. Specifically, you failed to abstain from the use of a controlled substance in August of 2022, October of 2022, and then again in October of 2022. You also failed to report to probation on a number of occasions, and you failed to make court-ordered payments on a number of occasions. Mr. Chavez, I'm going to ask how you plead to those allegations. Are they true or not true?
True, ma'am.
Right. You'll give me a minute. I will accept that plea of true. Now, ask Mr. Snyder, is there a plea agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor, there is. And Your Honor, upon Mr. Chavez's plea of true to the allegations, we ask the court to revoke his probation, adjudicate him guilty of the indicted offense, and sentence him to his confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice State Jail Division for a period of 14 months. Your Honor, Mr. Chavez is to be given credit for 112 days he served in jail while waiting trial on this charge. Further, Your Honor, this sentence is to run concurrent with the sentence we are going to ask the court to receive in 6067.
Mr. Snyder, you may not know what the answer to this is, but the plea bargain says adjudicate and revoke 14 months, but the punishment in place of confinement says 12 months. Do you?
Your Honor, I probably misspoke. Judge, can we pause this just a moment so I can call the office and clarify that time? If we
Yes, just mute yourself, please, and call.
We'll take care of that. Thank you, Judge.
But it is a conflict because it says both things.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And his sentence in the other case is 12 months. So I think
All right.
he may be incorrect, but let me verify that.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Chavez. Give us just a minute.
It's fine. Also, I talked to Tim Sally and they messed up on my back credit.
Is it not 112 days?
No, ma'am, I had done a program and I was at the program for 11 months. And Tim
Mr.
Sally,
Seeloff, do you know about that?
Yes, they've been made aware, Judge. The district attorney's office has been.
Okay, well, can you find out? Because it's, the judgment says 112 days and I'm getting
Tim-
ready to sign it.
Tim Sally said that he was gonna go call the probation office and they have my my certificate that I had completed the program over there in Abilene, Texas.
I'll find out right now, Your Honor. They're
All
right
right.
in the hall.
We did give you that credit, Christian, in your other case, because that's the case you went to treatment for.
Okay.
So in the other case, you'll have more days than in this one.
So Audrey, he doesn't get credit in both cases?
I don't know. I mean, that's how I keep track of the days. I mean, I give credit on one based on
Gotcha.
what they do versus the other case. But of course, I don't know if you would have to decide that, Judge, if he gets a credit on both for the same amount.
Well, they're running concurrently.
Yeah, that's the whole reason that I signed for it.
It does. On your other judgment, it shows 442 days credit. So let's see what the district attorney says.
Appreciate you.
Judge, we're still waiting to find out. I don't, hopefully we'll know something quick. We're on hold though.
Okay, well, and there's also an issue came up with his jail time credit. Did Dan tell you that one?
No, Aaron did say if there is a question on jail time credit, that, they need to contact her regarding that after the plea. She did send me a message.
I'm not sure for what Mr. Chavez says, the reason he's entering this plea is, and his situation is he has 11 months credit for what type of program, Mr. Chavez?
It was a drug program.
Okay, and he got 442 days credit in one case, but not the other.
So I'll ask the office as soon as they call in, as soon as I
Okay,
answer and ask them regarding that question.
Judge, I just got done talking with the district attorney's office on his companion case 6067. Mr. Chavez has over 400 days credit. And on this one, 5918, he does have 112 days credit.
right. Mr. Chavez, was it your understanding that these would run simultaneously, but you would still have to serve roughly 8 months on the cause number 5918, the evading arrest?
No, ma'am. I was told both of them was gonna be they were both running with the 400 and some days.
That's what I have right now, Judge. If we need to postpone it, we can, but that's 400
I'm not
days on
hearing
one.
that he wants to enter a plea of guilty to that plea. Is that correct, Mr. or a
Yes,
plea
ma'am.
true? Mr. Chavez?
Yes, ma'am.
We can postpone it, Judge.
All right, then let's continue this to, let's see, we will find another docket day. I'm not authorized to do that, to set the next day, but we will get in touch with the attorneys. All right, Mr. Chavez, we'll do it as quickly as we can.
Alrighty, sounds good. I appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so do we want to try to do, is there someone else that we need to try to do?
Mr. Adam, Abdullah Mahood Adam.
He's in Childress, Your Honor.
Are you able to zoom in? They were?
I should be able to. Yeah. Judge, I will give them a call right now.
Okay.
Should have the.
Okay,
and
it's your
it should-
turn to go on.
Do we have anyone else in Moore County Jail for this? I'm guessing that Mr. Johnston called about Erica Spain. Is she? Do you know anything, Judge or Mark?
No, I know nothing.
I just on Erica Spain, I'm just showing she has 2 cases. One we're going to plead to, the other would be a dismissal.
Okay, I just don't have Mr. Johnston, her attorney, on this meeting, so we may want to reach out to him and find out what's going on. So I think for right now, Moore County Jail, we're through with you, and I'll call you if we need you again.
All righty, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about bothering you so much today.
Oh, you're fine. That doesn't bother me. Okay, thank you.
Is your medical emergency okay?
We'll have stitches, but yes,
Oh, okay.
Okay,
sorry about that.
not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Mark, I'm sorry to keep you tied up all afternoon.
No, you're not bothering me at all. I'm gonna step out and ask a quick question. I'll be right back, Judge.
Okay. Did you talk to Mr. Johnston? Don't know. I guess I'll just keep all this paperwork for.
This is Audrey Contreras on line one.
Oh. Okay. Excuse me for a second, Mark.
Okay.
So Mark,
Yes, ma'am.
if you talk to Aaron, probation was just calling me on this Chavez, saying that they just signed him up for this 11-month program in one case, but their intent was that it cover both. They just didn't want to sign him up on both because it's duplicate paperwork for no problem. And I guess that he tells me that's the way Judge Yens always handled it. So if you talk to Aaron, you might run that by her.
And what's the program?
It
Judge?
was some type of alcohol program. Now, I couldn't tell you for sure.
Is it?
It was a court residential treatment center.
Oh,
That's
thank you, Audrey. I didn't know you were still
CRTC.
listening.
Okay,
Say that again, Audrey.
It's CRTC, so Court Residential Treatment Center.
Great. Is that designed for drugs, alcohol, or both?
Both.
all right. I know about CRTC. I'll call Aaron and get that figured out, Judge.
Great, thank you. And we'll reset this as soon as we
Okay,
can get another Zoom date.
and that's Mr. Chavez.
Right.
Judge, another one I have on my list, I didn't hear you mention earlier, was Armando Quiros.
No, Jackie told me that was set, but I have no paperwork on it.
I have paperwork. I had the paperwork on it. It's a revocation.
Who is it Tim Sally?
Yeah,
Tim
it's
Sally's office?
Tim's office.
Which case is that?
Armando Quiros, Quiroz Jr. I'm probably mispronouncing the name, but
Okay, he is bonded out of jail, and we have not been able to get in touch with him. He wants to accept the deal. He confirmed he would, but then he bonded out, and we haven't been able to get him signed up. So I'm going to suggest we just wait till docket day and do him.
Okay. All right.
Okay, there's a huge miscommunication. He was not aware, he's been in court all morning, so he did not know that this was separately today. He just got the paperwork at 9:03 this morning. So he said he has not even had time to go over it with her, but he will get that done and try to get something set up by the end of the week.
Okay.
So,
I don't know if y'all heard that, but Jackie says that there's been a miscommunication. James Johnston had no idea Erica was set today. He got the paperwork this morning. He will get with her ASAP and try and get a plea date set toward the end of the week.
and that's on Miss Spain.
Yes.
Okay,
So hope maybe Thursday. Well, Shelley's gone Thursday. No, wait, she's not. Shelley's here. I'm in the wrong month.
I'm here.
Maybe Thursday. I guess we'd have to talk to Erin and see if I know she's in Sherman County, but she might be free for that.
yeah, Judge, I think you need to talk to Aaron's office on that one. And on the other two, I'll let her know what the discussions were.
Okay. And are we going to wait for Mr. Adam or just reset him?
We are
Tim?
waiting for Children's County Jail to log on. They just haven't logged on yet.
Oh, great. Okay.
And then that would be the last one, as far
Okay.
as I know. So Dan he called Childress County Jail and talked to them, so they're supposed to be logging on soon.
Okay.
Judge, I'm gonna step out just a moment. I've got to talk to Judge Mosley about a scheduling issue. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, I'll be right back.
We heard from the jail. Do you think we're going to? We're calling Childress again. I think they had the wrong number.
That's no problem, Judge. I'm just working on other stuff. Well,
Okay, good.
you're not bothering me at all.
Okay, well, let's hope that we're successful shortly.
I'm just typing. I'm looking at you because I've got my double screen and I've got my mom.
Okay.
I'm looking at is on this screen and you're on this screen. So
Okay, good
switch
deal.
back when we start the judgment or start to play.
Okay, then I'm going to mute again because I'm doing the same thing. Okay.
Is this Childress County Jail?
Yes.
Very good. Sorry for the confusion. And are you Abdallah Mahmoud Adam?
Yes.
Are you Mr. Adam?
Yes.
Can you
Can
hear
you
us?
turn
In-
volume by chance?
Yes.
Can you say something,
Can you hear it?
Adam? Yes, much better.
Last name Adam, first name Abdullah, Abdella,
Ab-
Mahmoud, middle name.
Very good. Thank you. Sir, do you see your attorney? Wave to your. Can you see your attorney on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
All right, I am again having computer problems, but I'm getting to Mr. Adam's paperwork. Right, sir, for the record, are you Abdallah Mahmoud Adam?
Yes. Mahmoud Adam.
All right. Is the state ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
And is the defense ready to proceed?
We're ready.
Mr. Adam?
Yes.
Are you the same Abdallah Mahmoud Adam that previously pled guilty to the charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon?
Yes.
Right, Mr. Adam, at that time, the court deferred a finding on your plea of guilty and placed you on probation for a period of 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And you were told at that time that you were required to follow all of the terms and conditions of probation. Do you remember that?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Adam, the state is alleging that you violated the terms and conditions of probation in that you were arrested for criminal trespass in Austin, Texas. Also, you failed to report to probation as you were ordered to do. And also you failed to make court-ordered payments to probation as you were ordered to do. Mr. Adam, to the state's allegations that you violated probation, do you plead true or not true?
True.
Did you say true?
Yeah.
All right. In that case, Mr. Snyder, I'm going to ask you if there's a plea agreement in this matter.
Yes, Your Honor, there is. And upon Mr. Dom's plea of true to the allegations, we ask the court to revoke his probation and adjudicate him guilty of the indicted offense. And we ask the court to sentence him to his confinement in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Institutional Division for a period of 4 years. Furthermore, Your Honor, he's been given credit for 277 days. He has waited in trial on this case.
Right, Mr. Snyder, the judgment I'm looking at says 5 years. Should it be 4 years?
Let me double check. Miss Land sent me a note on this. Hold on just a second, Your Honor.
Right.
Double check my messages. Yes, it should be 4 years, Your Honor. He said Aaron said that the 5 years was a mistake, should be 4 years.
Okay, I will change that on the judgment. And also, what did you say, Mr. Snyder, about trial?
He has 277 days credit while waiting trial on this case.
While waiting trial, all right.
I actually don't think I said it very well, Judge, so thanks for giving me the clarify.
Mr. Adam, you've heard the district attorney's office announce the plea agreement. Is that the plea agreement that you reached with their office? He said that the plea agreement was 4 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice with 277 days jail time credit, so almost a year credit. Is that the plea agreement that you reached with the district attorney's office?
Yes, I think yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Sally, do you concur that was the plea agreement that you discussed with your client?
I do, Judge.
All right, Mr. Adam, I will follow the recommendation of the district attorney's office, and I will sentence you to 4 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, Criminal Institutions, Correctional Institutions Division. But I will note that you have 277 days jail time credit. I'm also going to order that you pay a $2,050 fine and $1,095 in court costs. I also failed to state that I will accept your plea of guilty, and I will find you guilty of the charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Do you have any questions about this judgment?
If there is a chance, I'm not healthy. If I can get back on my probation, that's my question. Only I have.
Can you say that again, Mr. Adam? I'm having a trouble understanding you.
If I can have a probation, I would like to go back probation. I am not healthy to go prison. I already signed, but if there is chance to go to get a job and to continue my probation.
Mr. Snyder and Mr. Sally, you've heard Mr. Adam's statement that he would like probation. He has pled true to the allegations. What say the two of you on this?
Your Honor, as far as the state goes, we are willing to recommend the court that he serve 4 years with the time credit. Otherwise, we're willing to have a revocation hearing, Your Honor, at the court's earliest setting.
Mr. Sally?
Your Honor, that was our understanding as well. If Mr. Adam does not want to accept that, we would ask to allow him to withdraw his plea, and we'll visit with him some more.
All right, Mr. Adam, do you understand what has been said?
Yes.
The state is not willing to give you probation. If you withdraw your plea, then they are going to argue that what I've just told you, that you violated your probation, and they're going to ask that you be sentenced to up to the maximum sentence for aggravated assault, which would be, what would that be, Mr. Snyder? Is that a second-degree felony?
Yes, if it was a deferred adjudication, it would be 2 to 20 years punishment range.
All right. So Mr. Schaffner, excuse me, Mr. Adam, the maximum punishment range for that offense is 2 to 20 years. You may, however, withdraw your plea. That is certainly your right, and the state will then move to a sentencing hearing.
And Your Honor, just for clarification, an aggravated assault deadly weapon is considered what used to be called a 3G offense. So Mr. Adam would have to serve a minimum of 2 years or half his time, whatever sentence given.
Okay, do you understand that, Mr. Adam?
No, I didn't.
All right, well, Mr. Adam, I'm going to allow you to withdraw your plea and talk some more with your attorney, because it sounds like you're a little unsure about the plea agreement that you're taking today. All right.
Your Honor, if I might add, or if I can suggest, because I'm not sure Ms. Lands would maybe revoke this plea at this time. So if there's any way you could allow Mr. Adam and Mr. Sally to go into a breakout session and discuss this and see if we can take care of this today. Otherwise, if Mr. Adam is not willing to do it, I think at this time, I'm going to, for Ms. Land's sake, revoke the offer. But I don't want to do that if he just has a communication issue. If we can work this out today, I think that'd be best if they could just talk about it. That'd be my suggestion, you Judge.
All right. Ms. Burnett, can you put the defendant and Mr. Sally in a breakout room?
No, because he's here with me.
All right. Well, Mr. Snyder, what if you and I exit the virtual room and let them talk?
I think what we can do is let Tim go into another room and log on with his iPad, and then I can put them into a breakout room.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. I just think that we might be able to settle this today. It might be best.
That's a good idea.
Valid meeting ID. What am I doing wrong here? Join meeting, right?
Right.
And it says meeting ID. Put in this number.
Mm-hmm. So that whole number.
Judge, I'm gonna step out for just a sec. Let me give you,
right.
I'll come back, but in case you need me before I come back, can I give you my cell number?
Yes.
And you can just text me or call and I will get back in even quicker. It is 806. Judge, if you don't mind going off YouTube just momentarily, just because I hate to give my number up on YouTube.
Miss Burdett, can we go off YouTube?